Well, a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to each and every one of you to a continuation of this YouTube channel. And we're looking at the music of Olivier Messiaen and the theology of his organ music. Next, we turn to a very important piece in his compositional output because it reignited his interest in organ music for the 1960s, and it brought into play a lot of compositional experiments and discoveries that he'd worked through in the 1950s. We're going to listen to my performance of the Verset pour la Fête de la Dédicace. It's a piece that uses the plain chant Alleluia for the feast of dedication of the church, and it was written as a test piece for the end-of-year exams at the Paris Conservatoire, and therefore it contains an element of virtuosity. Messiaen in the 1950s, of course, he started the 50s with the Messe de la Pentecôte, the Mass written for Pentecost Sunday, and then the Livre d'Orgue, which expounds a whole series of rhythmic theories about very small durations and how rhythm is an essential building block of composition. Then later on in the 1950s, the great orchestral piece Chronochronie, the colour of time. And for the piece we're going to hear now, the most important compositional exploration is the great piano work for a bird song, in which Messiaen would be out in nature with his notepad and annotating the bird song that he heard. So in this piece, the music starts off with the Gregorian chant for the Alleluia of the Feast of Dedication, which should sound like this in its Gregorian mode. And Messiaen transposes it into his third mode of limited transposition. After which, this little section is rounded off with the cry of the curlew. And then we hear two types of colour chords. First of all, the accord tournant, the turning chords, like a kaleidoscope. And then we hear the chords of limited transposition. And this is used to harmonise a fragment of chant. And then a section for the flute of the Verset, which is labelled comme une consolation. Using the key of E major, which for Messiaen was red. Then we hear a virtuoso section of birdsong. Birds as the avatars of angels. Birds as the winged musicians of the sky, far more skilled than us. Messiaen, out in nature, would write down the birdsong. He would have to transpose it to a lower pitch and slow it down, and maybe change the intervals to fit with the equal tempered scale. The bird that appears in this piece is la grive musicienne, the song thrush. And one of the features of the song thrush is it picks up little ideas and repeats them 3 times. So listen out for the virtuosic sections of song thrush. This piece is in 2 panels, like a diptyque. All of those ideas are repeated, but inserted into the second panel is a glorious outpouring of harmony called La Supplication, a prayerful exposé of the plain chant. In Messiaen's third mode. The piece ends ecstatically with more of the supplication music. So, reigniting his interest in composing for the organ in the 1960s, anticipating the méditation sur le mystère de la Sainte Trinité, here is Messiaen's organ piece Verset pour la Fête de la Dédicace.
Alleluia.